News. DLFM 106.9.
Yamawo akwaba. Afrika sebono enchiremu eni. Yansha kasebona se na yamfamfiri asante batenem. Na sabe sede biada empenifo sabube eka kire yense. Sabe abofra o mane maame ene papa nda no bentoa empanoto da. Sana akopiemu asante mente amekese no akranfutechi amanansen o mayo madwene sei wanum ema adehye mo asante mantenum entimi enda mo asomnyu wo munte no opposite force wo mode asipete premse mo so mpene da wo mekoso atata akronfo no bi o mefa bia no mo mode adom tente na mo natumi ache wo asante mantenum ena no senti mekese no kronu bi akoso awa asante mantemu anya semikuma ka mekese no Ashanti Regional Police Command abon ho moden etimi edi eye intelligence eye led operation anim akwa chi adihye bebre ma mode adom akura kronu bomu asante mantemu adwonko anya semikuma kram na police van hwe amoye no bese na wotwe bi akontem niam akronfo no ko mmea hodo bebre na je ne ebi wa mafiefiem wodaada ha baden se kokoko osimesie na wada na wode asa na ate wakoyi sika afri bank abeto fie ni wada da bi o ye de na bi ne mefa nko ne agire ne ye de sen wakoto television set emono chian RGB ni boden den kokoko senior na ade ba beso a wona o ma na hwe da bi o yenso ehwe bieye ne abegye ne de sen wakoto ka na si ufie mba am sekrate ka na ya wode osen ne ye kila ntua no ma begye na mo de sen sam na nkra ne chirem so ko mmea hodo de sen ne abu akwa tanoso eye apatrapa denchemwo so anafi so apiadu ehwo ne munyina da akronfo akodos abomode akodos amanfo ho no mawiawia wono ma ye nyasem kuma sentiment na no ena press conference ekoso sentiment mu ena regional police commander DCOP Emmanuel Taikuju edensem eton sentrefo no kire mi sem adese na blokro no pa na mamade ko che no ba akodi amerika tententi etuo kan ne se de mayaw tim kaja wentimi ansode bio na kan ne kire mi se enipa esu so mokobọ okro no ne bi de odi kan yaya ne hu me wo fa se yaya wono maso ni panchi bomodia amu chense ba yaya ne mpodi amerika tente wadwane yaya dwane to mi se amerika so mugu so mo hwe na che kono ma che no mo yakwa gina mra no yaya de watopia fajan wadwane na post for gu so mo tata ne sa na kan ne kire mi se ne ma hodo no kobọ okro ne dot papa mu kire me bi ti se bia pump action gun enne mo ba pe hyemu no ye nyasem kuma pesere ka ho bi enkrante pa brantan ya sia no pa yiwan etwa ha na ehhehwe mbotom enyasem kuma kwa ne ma hodo mko wi ne bi ti se ne ya hyen cars ahodo efiso laptop ahodo ene esika mobile phones ne jese electronics e ka ho bi ne ye nyasem kuma na kan ne chem suspect na hodo bi ti se ne Kwadwo Agyei bafo na ba Facebook no so a DLFM 106.9 ya de ahyen ahodo akronfo akoye bi mfoni ato so ba benya bi ni wahwe na ayi Kofi Buame wai me boni dia na mfoni ato so na Ghana fo mahwe o manim kakram na de odi kan aye Kwadwo Agyei bafo Kwadwo pa wanya de memi di na fato ho so ko kro no ye mpa kro no bo Kwadwo Agyei bafo o kan obi o mu kire mi se wa ye confused na apostle for ne chim so mo wade ya confess e kire mi se ono mra ko kro no hu se abaya ba ko no ho ofe pam na o wia no wan wia no nko a e na o kan to fom na o kire nsa abaya said your ho ofe pa no wanim dua tie de ampedefo se sabe abo bi de ajakwa ye nya ne kwanti mentumi hwe ma abaya kama sa said we chi ahyehye se mi nya ma nkokwa o kan to fom aya se o ja ne kwa nsuhum nsahom aheading aha mre so titi bi de sra ye sa no bo modia bo nso be bucket baako edigu abaya ya se no sori free no so ne ona okro no enka ne kire mi se suspect ni bia kan be ne ma ko ba de se nkron a Kwadwo Agyei bafo di makoten Bernard Ogusu ansa dodo afra ne se alias hot boy why a hot is am because why she self no o ma kire Joseph Opon dodo abano na ne se Jo we de benya baby Jo de be de benya baby Jo we odi Jo o ma kire bebre na ka ho bim na airport fo kire mi se niam ahodo akonfo ye wane dos papa mu kire mi se krono ma bone nya ba ko o ma ko mmea ahodo bebre na ko bone ma je se krono ma bo power sentiment mu no o mu kire mi se na odi nye pam na suspect anase onipom so no so ka krono no hu bia ne din Bernard Owusu ansa emra prepare course ne tuo kan nti we pra pa ma police one body da ko pie mum e wo konfa no cha abanya sabi wo ja hwese me kese na police one body yi police escort akoja no so mbabode ya haba ne ho ato no ho to no wie pe almost na ko jama na mra etimi na din na police fo kire mi se Daniel eye dwomo 46 years ne wanya finhia eye aduanan nsia wabomode anya na mu kire mi se mra ba ne sa no intelligent omunya zo mbode ya aboa ma konfo no be aduane nti ono so mache no e wo nas mpotem honom e mo no so na so aye pam na police fo kire mu a sesi am kese de akronfotechu amanya gina police fo ano a wonom ko jama na mra ene wonom edim na Ashanti Regional Police Command esi yen kancha Ghana 42 na de hia wonom wa sentiment am sem gomba kwaso agiban ababan ahwe ama akronfotechu amamtata adesho mo sentiment am no magane mo de aboa na mo acho ma ahoba mo nsem akonkane e wa sentiment am wen kra wo do fra sentiment am ba de e kase ba enimre yade mu nchire mo esem Sikapa ma wo fa se ba kwa akoto mo na asa akobokro no wa sentiment am wo mache no
na chese no de ode ayi ebo ba ko
ekunuma mienu wabomode ya wia ne ma cars sika e na wasan so ate abaya ne nsem srade wate ne nantem srade asan aka nya sem kumate we de atadwufo wa wate de ne na so be hye pa your friend alias hot boy
enti na so ya hye
me ka kira me so osene said de na to phone no na so be hye
no honam sesese no
mo fa si we answer mo de na betum nwuro no honam kan impransa mo de na tum because ade a waye no eden okobokro no
akote de
masa adwuma ne eden o sika yenko ye nim yedi mo fa si we ya chi ahwe a mo wa fa meka de menka ko anim
yanto akase ebone sine mbonremu ewo mrashebedwafia na majority leader wo honom eye ye mahama yariga abechiem a eye energy levy aban edeba ye se o matwe asan esan so mpese o how bia ba beda Ghana for so sanso no sha se odi eye energy levy ne ba niamo amokra free mountain so ba na yade e kakese ne ba beto so eno sanso be ma ho kire e de aba Ghana for so nto mpene sa watimi atwe ye energy levy no etimi asan na ochema ya bra moti eye fango buo so no mbo omode aye so de energy levy ne beba sane be ye bebo na so mo hwe sane ekona eye ade ade ahokire kese pa ba beto tememfo no so sanso no hwemu sese eye ade asese no fango buo no epesa asan so akosuru ntino oyi energy levy no every one wo twe asan krasa ne be ya emphasika foforo ema beto eye tememfo so nkoba se wenya skadi ko ye obi bi na we so say yi bi edikotua energy levy na chese ha kese pa ona ma na ato ni adwendwe ko to fangwa na chese wadwum ni na ye he esa se sika waboabo anu ade ato ko so ko to fango no be ko ye situa 1% ka ho na chese be ha adwin ye papa sanso no chema ya ade abande ato ne ho so se obema na ni dwumadi akoso wo man yi mu sane be ye hu se bibi koso na de ahoche be bra man na obeka ho asem chese obetimi aso ano pepepe sanso ana ye minister for energy so beba mountain so abeka sa afa twe o matwe eye energy levy no asan odin sem say edituja
and briefers, but basically the levy was passed on the understanding that if it will lead to an increase in export prices, it will not be enforced. We made that promise clear that the reason why the levy is being passed is to harvest the benefits of the decrease in petroleum prices at the pump. So if we see that some global developments will create a situation where there will be an increase, we will not enforce the law. We don't want to impose hardship. This is not a government that takes pride in imposing hardship. This is not a government that takes pride in imposing hardship. Wherever we notice that hardship will be occasioned to Ghanaians, we will do whatever it takes to alleviate it. And so when missiles were flying between Iran and Israel, and global oil prices were increasing, and we saw some indications that export prices might increase as a result, we decided to hold on with the implementation of the legislation because we don't want drivers to pay more than they have to pay. So this is the explanation for the suspension. But the minister will come and add his voice to the explanation.
Ene ya uti ye eye mahama yarigo na ya majority leader ewo mrashebedwem na manibo yensem choni Alimatu Abubakar edin adodo na edefre no eye Hajia Sweetness ana edebesom yen
yanto akase bono so yen kopie mum ewo so afo no ene wo hwe mekire ema emofra ene omapo mudin o mahobambo nsem so Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection or the smart tudwa chirize mekese no adam prefer modern atumi atom eye adehye a wo wa fiafia hodo mu a wonim nya sika etimi abomanya adwuma de aye na ma ohia ebo ne homoden etwe ebokoto ekokoto anwapada so ogu nanim ase no omanya sika aboa masabe omonsa etimi akọ no mekire eye livelihood empowerment eye against poverty etwanitia eka ne sem lip program no ombenya sika pa na mpanifo atum ma ne bo no etimi akosro na mno ne nsem twerefo din kita ho and the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Dr. Agnes na Momolati, editor, Ghana Dishen Musem. Make a senababon homaden etimi etweska botene 953.5 million Ghana cedis. Edison kwa boama lip eye program no etimi akone mo 2025. Akwamabosika band ba metre ye budget ni mabeboa pa watum ede afiri sa akane no eye 2024 de na beto dwanom. Na yes 728.8 million Ghana na bandisi wana so make say no Ghana man penin John Dramani mama pejam ede akọ 953.5 million Ghana cedis. Minister Kasem no chire mi sem. Says come de ba boa e ma de hia mo wa fiafia hodo mu am. Ene betumi afinipa ba akọ papa manipa ba ye nan. E betumi anya sika na bia 320 Ghana cedis. E de kopim 530 Ghana cedis. Nipa ba de say nan e ofie ba ko betumi eske dia boa mo masitinem aye de titiriw. Ene nipa wo mu ni bie mobro wafo nyanka wono ma otumi se ni kuna wagya no ka premontoma no ne ho akire ne yepam. Na assemblies ne de aboa ma maboa ma nya sika akra e de edipa masika na tumi atsodoso mo nya bibi de akọ no. O kire mu a yanka kire Ghana de hye nyina say wo ma be kike sika no ni nyina ne say sika ne ye 139 million 257,600 363.90 million Ghana cedis ababa boa pam. Na mu kire mi se ne June 30th 2025 wamba be shase abodwumaden wamba boa pam 350,000 lip beneficiaries wama mo afia hodo mu nyina nipa ba bro be de se 350,000 endo menya sky bia endo man Ghana mantam ne nyina da ene mensna hodo kekabo ma be ya ha mienu ne adusia 260 metropolitan municipal and afi district assembly ni obi abenya bia sika kwa boa pam adehye no asetrem etimi ayedem. Minister Kasa na ochirim se fiafia hodo no bi te se sabe wo ma mo ye nyanka papa wagya no memia wagya ne ka pre ni honom ogedamade atusre obi ya tumi se nipa we de wa yakokura poso aberewa poso ne ho akere ne pam obi eske mi natumi aboa wo mo so amkozi no baka ne se disabilities odu de nipa ne wadi dem ne nsa ba ko ate na ani achia otumi se sabe enkwankan wadi dem pa wo mo so benya bi and every time much se nipa ne watumi se wo hia na mi ye ohia tete no kura watete apansam obi so no mana sabe onyem obi a wanyem na ne ho asa ache na sabe oni ka pre and every so man so mo manufu a ka pre montoma no o nyina benya sika bi aboa nom de ya adwuma ma che de bi no asetrem ayedem. Minister kire mi sem yen kancha Ghana for say momodian na wa won se be ka sika be mo ne fa ya adwuma na boa na wasetrem kon kan wo kire mi sem ebebo ma de hye bia o madidie munye e de aduane pa mamofra ehumasua konkan na afenso o manya sika de abofia kwa ma afie nyina ye de ema minister e de nsem to dwa no nsem sei na do to nsenkyerefo anim.
Based on the disbursement of the 96th cycle, that is March to April 2025 cash grant to beneficiary households of the LEAP program, which is under the ministry. The government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is determined to reduce the cost of living by making the right and appropriate decisions to stimulate Ghana's economic growth and development for all. The government is therefore taking measures to enhance the real value of the LEAP cash grants to beneficiaries and its impact on the range of development indicators such as nutrition, health, schooling, investment, and inclusion in productive activities. The cash grant for one eligible member household has increased from 256 Ghana cedis to 320 Ghana cedis. The amount for two eligible member households has increased from 304 Ghana cedis to 380 Ghana cedis. The amount for three eligible member households has also increased from 352 Ghana cedis to 440 Ghana cedis. Finally, the amount for 4 or more eligible household member households has increased from 424 Ghana cedis to 530 Ghana cedis. Given the indexation of the LEAP grant, the government has allocated 953.5 million to the LEAP program in the 2025 budget, a significant increase as against the 2024 allocation of 728.8 million. As indicated in our previous engagement, approval has been given to increase the number of beneficiary households from the current 350,000 to 400,000. The ongoing reassessment exercise will assist in achieving the target of 400,000 beneficiary households for the program in subsequent disbursements.
Any awoti a Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, the day eti. Me wafase Agnes na mumu lati na amande boy yensem training alimatu Abubakar dodo outside mrane say Hajia Sweetness na dia amande boy ebesom yen
Yanto akase bone so na Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies edensem abetuja echemu say eye kita onsabo sume yen nambo achine ya ne de edikan ewon fempimienu ene aduonu nimu no ade afango bo ebesan apagya ne mu akosoro no mu chema petrol bo ebepagya akoye 2% sanso ana diesel ebeko 5%. LPG ebepagya akoye 1% omu chema efiti ojefo bosome won fimpimienu ne aduonu ni dia fei ana pump bo asanso akosoro ebio na ye chief executive edema eye chamber no aye Dr. Riverson upon edibetu dwa ewe ye conference call so ewon kran hanu no chemu se ansa na banpo ede ye energy sector levy ne beba no na fango bo no eye pump no etimi apagya akonanim ansa kran na ban ede abetu dwa chemu se yade o matwe eye energy sector levy no asan no chemu omoya hohua enye ye ntaye dan ya fango bo ne de fiti nyambo ochne kono ehyenkafo ne fento omutrim se ye diesel bo apagya ne mu akọ 5% ana petrol apagya ne mu akọ 2% odin sem say editu dwa.
I believe after our 3 o'clock meeting today, we have a fair idea as to when the decision will start. However, looking at our forecast for next week, which starts tomorrow, we already see some increase in the pump price. That being said, I believe key stakeholder engagement with MP and GRO under the Ministries of Finance and Energy, respectively, I believe that at the right time, implementation of this new RCB will happen. At the same time, we are asking the government to meet our needs as an industry by moving our members who are on cash and carry to the bonds, and those who are even on the bond and are due to be self-recognized should also have the opportunity to do so. And also, the second leg of our suggestion goes into the first question. Currently, there's a tax subsidy on the MGO.
Eni ya wuti ye Dr. Riverson upon the chief executive at the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies.
Yanto akase abone so na yenyira mu ewe ya pomu temu na make say Ghana for be kan on be hya nso am efempem yenu ne donkron 2019 ena beto wiase afa na nyina ko mu say yade bia ba yade no ne hu ohu pasa sasabronsam ukwa kope beyifu eche kwa na hia na asan evisi osene beyifu okram ne din e de COVID-19 obesan wiase afa na nyina ko ma China ho nom na yade hia ase am Ghana nso yenya yade omen yenam so nti ene obetia Ghana man pendada na dankwa kufuado no bebe pie eye Ghana television so ene fellow Ghanaians ne ba be call lockdown sa krom ha ye said ejire se benta e wukrim na make say Ghana fo nyina nim se yade de nkaja atadwufo wa yate de ne free se COVID-19 ene to nkwanten nkaja e pae kura ma Ghana fo asom due ye pam nanso obi nim de free se betwa bayra ho bayra mo akese ne enka beto dwe kire mi se COVID-19 wa say unity a sa Ghana oni ani nkra nwie kura na yede ahopepre pam oni nti okoye no hu se sabe Ghana fo hu so akono nti wasan ba bie wo yade ne ba wa ba no kire mi se yanka nkira Ghana fo se de ya Yesu Kristo e hye na titifo ma se okono ba san ba we na ne ma otosumi baba ne sawe na de no o se ba wo ba yi ne ho ba de asensra every so akwahye ne ho de ne wo ba no na openipo no di dwuma ewo Nuguchi ehonum na oye adwuma ne Dr. Joseph Humphrey Kofi Bonny oye senior research fellow and is head of virology ewo Nuguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. Dr. Bonny echrem say young Ghana for say Sa National Influenza Center hodo ekoso wo Nuguchi ho no no World Health Organization for abomadia agye omo de atum so amonhwe nipa ye home so ebia utumi say yade ebia ye nya wo ye home mu ahome ensisi so ma ho de aye mu hwehwe mu o manyim na mo kire mu a ye nka nkyere Ghana for say yade na hyase papa yi ne ti na hyase ewo gyefo abosom February busum na hyase kakra sa agro kakra nka na kire mu a meyi de ye ahyase a etu de se o manyim mu a ukopie ma ntemu isen region kontinu kofi abonne mpatam manya bi omo kyem se covid na bia pie ho Greater Accra region ka bepre matemu Ghana fo nyina ya hinkro yade ne yensa ka bi wa ha ya boa akra yensa ka bi sanso na fra matemu Volta region monsa ka bi Ashanti region Kumasi ne mpatam yade ne monsa ka modie wane mu kyem se yenka ncha Ghana fo se yade na hya ase pa na edin ba kwa ba ne so mu kyem se ye Omicron ose ne ho aden sesra wo bo no to kura wongu omu kyem se ba wa ba no wakwa akwasha akotade ne wa ba Ghana nti obedi enya pam enti eni ehu ye papa udidi abomode ba horo won saye sabe mamuku agya nanso ba na monsa ho poto na mudidi ne wa hwe oyare ne chi obekun ose ye nka nkyere Ghana for say yare na we na wa ba no wakwa akwasha akotade ne wa benti ensu ototo na de yare ne pempo ne say ensu ototo na nyade wa hodo ayi ne ti eni wa chiwa immune system na ya mrenti obapa pa wo sum sesi enti ye mo ehomode na ye ho so na ntesa na covid na ba no so pagi se hwia odo bagura to pra atokra baguro no wo ba asase wesunu hu bi do den same say etun central for him.
And before this subsided, that is 2 years or 3 years ago, was the Omicron, and it's the same Omicron that we are having, but slightly a different subvariant that is being monitored. Being monitored means that it is not of concern now. We are looking at how is doing in terms of its severity when it comes to diseases that it causes. So now it is milder. It is not as severe as we should be more or less be careful of. But what it's about this Omicron is that it is highly transmissible. That means it can spread very fast.
Right.
But when it comes to disease severity, it's quite mild for now. So far, not so many numbers, not overwhelming numbers. What came out of the university not too long ago was it was a spike. We had a sharp rise in the number of cases. But what we are seeing in the other regions are not astronomically high numbers that we should be so afraid of or should start thinking about. But what is important here is that because of the season that we are in, and we are dealing with a virus that is highly transmissible, it may spread and a lot of people can get it. The good thing about it is that it doesn't cause severe disease. But we are talking about in a community where we will have vulnerable groups, and that is where we should be afraid of. Yes, we are talking about not causing severe disease, but spreading very fast and getting a wider scope of people, within a short time. But when we have vulnerable groups within the society, then we should be very careful because it may not be so severe on the immune competent persons or younger ones. But what about those who are vulnerable in the society?
Oh, just the art tempo is a more frank etwa. Obi a wanyam, obi a wafoforo man banufuo na po muden. Na yade we nsa so pechi agro be du krum anu be no ho. Eni a woti ye ayo pani pa no kopie mu ewo Nuguchi obo adwumade ye pa no ye senior research fellow and afinso head of virology ewo Nuguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. Ne den e Dr. Joseph Humphrey Kofi Bonny ne na woti ye we ye nyina we so ene yankan ka madwen kire ni bi na yemfa enselmo we every Kofi parliament o kire mi se Nyankopon mo Ghana pa na Sammy bi na Adwoa Agyei Sikapa aw Osi odaya se na adwumaden kese Nyankopon kire ye pa na yankoso mu adwumaden ohwe live edi free aguna wo bikuma apaya da sen and afis wo fake edi free new plan station kwame nkoma se se kase mu de pa de aka ne de ose Ghana man pene be yanka AGBG hwa oba na oba na nko wonsan ne tentem ne mo na asomdwemra kodwa sempa furniture works no kire mi se o manya adwopa na infa kase mu de pa ohwe live edi free kodwa sempa furniture works ewo Kumase edum ya da senior Samson na master planner junior kentampo na osin kase bo ne mu de pa kaka bia kan de aka na de senior me da seje wa auto aso wa ya minhira yamfa ye ne se ne yamba won chen Ghana ne yaba won chen asema da prusi ni so fa na me so fa ene say Asante Mountain Police Commander etimi ache akromfotetwa mbeboro be de sen ye dune ne mboro ye na ebi akwakoto ayasodonko krone ne nyina achi ni wasan akoto ayasodonko asan aka ho bie wo ana posifo akɔkye wo na atese se bia kromfo wia na ye maya ye yerenom ene ye ma omo san ato omo ayasodonko sa utumi sa asem we de edika madwo me wofa ase
Nhyiraba
sa akwade atama committee 11 champion me entie ne 30 seconds
majo
sa akwade
me won sankrofo num say no say ye mo ba oman ni mu biom
sa
say ye chiwa ni etuo pe
nya wotre
o anu no
we am your suspect
dabio wa be chim wa be wia me wo say di woni me yire ada kan
better
Dabi Ghana anankasa no enhumo bro haru.
But Isaac, we da se be do adwe kire. Ya me kira opi. Ma adwo me dofo.
Travel this year.
Hey, Kofi ma Ashamanda multi champion me enti o.
Offer.
Yes, senior.
Well, yes sir, abaya na yeto no mara no. Eja na me iri ambe ware ne dachi o. Wọ́n say we no say no ene e kan wa ya committee suicide no.
Yeah, did it remove them. Yeah, no correct.
Aha. Said e ba pasta ko de ka e am fa o. We ye tin ko prisoner. Ya na esa bo no ka o.
Capital punishment ni ya yi na firi o.
No, eno anu no.
Mate medase.
Oni ya menye jo.
We so ne ya bentra Kofi ma 0534050199 0593406565 ma jo be dofo.
Ofa, yenia.
Me ofa se udi ne ba bia o ka se firi me ho ye.
Adwoa Krista dem kutuku.
Adwoa ma minti animre.
Kana mi bra mu aka no. Nka no say straight to pakpopa. Na ya finish omu.
Ya nyu omu kwa firi omu nsem.
Kra, eze wo mu nya mo aka so mo to mbeku omu.
Mate.
E o say aba no hwe no ye hu bibi.
Mate.
We to mi to on sa asem no.
Mate pa.
Wa na usu waje wudie.
Mate.
Enu anu no.
Aya munni anya asma na manya abotre kakra mate. Madwo me ofa ase.
Yaga.
Openi udi ne ba bia kasa firi.
Me kasa firi sound officer di Tesco Pasudo.
Champion me yenti anumre.
One side guys aye anja ya German council German nkao.
No krasem.
Nne kamen kwa woni omu su ho. Anka man masu je be papa.
Ya tse na wadi sa bonna na yin fro.
Bidda sa na ya cha wo ban tie de ni kokot. Minti bidda.
Aya na mo de bebere ni koda but ya na kira asem na ye hu de kusi.
Ya nche ma ye hu so.
Yate. Ya da se bebere.
Omu yi omu fri ho.
Mate, me da se bebere. Madwo me dofo.
Ofa, mejo so.
Wodi ne ba bia kasa firi.
Ya bra me comfort me kasa free dodoa.
Sister Kone dodoa me enti anumre.
Me tinio ma bi say na ya me yase manda ne obema. Because me ya bema me huku obi a me so me do a direct me ku bi.
Okay. Mate pa me da se bebere ni wadwe nkyere ma hofe. Madwo me dofo.
Oje so me da. Oje.
Ya me adom bra kwa me dodoa me enti o.
Yeah. Tanko forward. Me say na to bi kase. Ko fo obi kase ya ti o ma ye mbo butu ko no bi se David ya na me par me gire wo ya o. Na na ba se de o ba wo se na de no uji ago nya wo be ko.
Ne kwasem.
Na wo bo ya na wo ya wa ta o de me ira na de me ba be kan. Ba sa. Ni pa wo ba de ba sa do ku fa mo de nya me ya. O se ya ti wo na de ada o ko te tam to a. O me ko bo so.
Mate. Me da se
be bra.
Mate o dofo je so. O je so o be fro.
Kapa.
Bra kwa no filu pa o di mesra ye pon afre no why hwe abenya asem madwo me dofo ya me last call odi ne ba bia kasa free
ya ruo
I said zongo ana asante zongo facha me isini ya me yenti anumre asante zongo yenti o
papa
senior
every 2000 mu ho first am ye siri akora ewa amanyokuo bi mu ana me hihye me dia de sere ya to ama aban na nim say sa kwande breeze na o matero e wo hon wonti sa kwande breeze no opani obeda no oswafo obeda no a obehwa bi yakun sa nkrofo no na ofa me asa dizongo ofa me tu ano na me fa me nkrofo anya djuma be si ne sa hon oti mi sa ministry na ro de me ato ano na ma fa nkrofo a mi si no be adwuma I got some remuno. I will hear you myself.
Asante, in the Minister for Killing Affairs.
Aha, me must say, you know.
Asante Zongo Mate.
Yo, that's it.
But that's a pa. Hey, Asante Zongo be coming pow. Sika, or see a friend Minister for Killing Affairs. Yemfa Honamanum. Obe Kuma Cromfonia with default. Yadana Sika, Seboni, yes, Miss Rewa, or Fred, yet to me fire blended the animal kind. Caseboni was a move for any maze. Remember, I'm going to say more at the MIA. Kofitela the champion tele ko pie mo Facebook no so YouTube and TikTok asebo no we are home for any videos ni nyina bi ehweye DJ Zigibi chichima free no from Edison animrein akenka for ebasem no emienu edi ameje so atakwade Kwadwo krom twabe wode hye konkron Nhyiraba Kwadwo Sammy bi ma hoteden ene ehunsi ompene me ne me wafa ase ba
Adwoa Agyei Sikapa
ye kwei na Apakan G8 betnase wa bete se nye DL Sports ene e baso no ba modern akasa fidie no Enquires na DLFM 106.9
DL Power Sports on DLFM 106.9.
Sara Yankupo Pen. The Yankupo actually say Beho, and the Beho. And Yeda Yankupo. And some mistakes na by in our players' side now. When we make equalize Inshallah, Bruni say Mintu Masi. Obefena was yes, no mabi.
Maybe I want the direction of Kifis Akona.
Direction, man, Yen Educo. Educo winning never confer Obiaba, never high diamond. Now, Mitianica. Come of you are journalists, some of you don't, I think you are doing like you don't go to school. Direction, man. I'm taking Confessor to a good direction. We thank God. We hasn't lose in our home today. 4 matches, 1 point. Alhamdulillah. You are taking yourself for bad direction, action, bad caution.
Power Sports.
Jodagbe wotro amele gbedra no vinyo pogbeto fi gamado meno in sports yemi twogbono yimenko enyu DL Power Sports update mede kuku no la yo madena grona madena mesiame prepometo fi o me radio no cho that a deal 106.9 sports air dimila ye meno yemi twogbono ta radio a ngbadelegia nanenogia anyami ganyobi tuobole bono ko ye Facebook e YouTube bakene menga bo efiano yo beshe water share kun work sports ni ba egbaji DL Power Sports update me pa fai ka geo radio bia hanene fo bia wo ye ni BPS sports me ni work ba babo. Good evening to our cherished listeners and viewers watching us live across all our social media platforms. Monday evening we are back on your radio. We are bringing you DL Power Sports update. So please don't hesitate to call a friend, to tell a friend, to inform the whole family that DL Power Sports update Monday evening edition is airborne live now on DL 106.9 Busia. Mami nyina we suna memo adwon ema kwaba MP won krampumpuni wantem ene Ghana ajatum kasafidie kase ba ko pesu DL hani nsia echiripo enkron enadwada emna wedu sa agudi omranti yesinkunya na na otwemui agudi omnsama wodo etwetwagu no abusia yede bro e agudi omnsama na wotwi edi mfumpa ene adana ene ade ncheche ewo Ghana biblem ni brodi kroso ya tase di amasemofo wagibra tenase wawu so asone so kroje ntebani nyina waye fimini akede osie mu oduotiefo editie sa wote ohwefo edi hwe sa wohwe ena yen okafo nso no edi ka sa ye kan ya tenase a yede bro ya turidin DL Power Sports update abusia baby bia obi atami kuchu ya boabo ansem na no yede eba beso yamfa seda kase madwumaku a ya from Lumba ensupa na Lumba ensupa yensu abadwamanso emote emu ode emu okama
na Food and Drugs Authority agye atum say dey wo be piem o Ghana na wo pensu e de na papa na kama de abako pe no a ene Lumba ensupa nti abusua baby bia wo na nwumere wutie me no Lumba ensupa na mekamfo e de ma wo eni je samne say ye wone bottle ne ye wone sachet nti ne opa bia no wo betumi enya na watumi abobo na bibia kama fiafie mu Lumba ensupa na no na monom enkwala ne ko school bottle no momfa nhyɛ mo bag mu no momfa nkɔ enu achi nso no mo a motuntun so Lumba ensupa no ena monton na mobenya sika egum botom na bibia e kama bibia fansu a yano de no ane Lumba ensupa ujuma na wudi no ene ujuma die bia ukodi bia fasomo ahowo na ombenom na ayom de na bibia aye kama bibia fansu a yano de abusia eno ane Lumba ensupa ya to apeten enkan ha bibia wo bia no obenya bi ato uremo ewo dansoma ne mpatema Madam Abanyameche ewo appeal to Slin oben Lumba Sport no 0557 349 401 Mama Vic ewo Fanco Sport M oben Onyinasi Washing Bay no 0500 680783 Bra Kwame Wadakuma Circle Station oben Adum Choba no 0244 094 793 Edit Kusi ewo do wenya oben Central University no 0246 601004 ana 0266 400215 Lumba Superpi biatwa DLFM yakache ewon kran Agbogba Junction yane Wisconsin International University ena edian mhwe bowra yakache obaha obetumi enya bi ato baby bia obi ananwure ope bi ato ana ope bi egu shop mu na wode edi udwuma bi a numbers ni nie 0350 na wabo 5 miensa atwa so na wode 274757 ede atwa so 0555 27 47 57 ana 0577 475343 Lumba nsupa na nwumre waso ayen ode yen asi agongon DL Power Sports Update okan yede ebra aseda kese enkoma kwame fun okan yede ensamno eba Champion Kofitela Facebook and YouTube ode yen at water fa obenya dwubedi ni be ahwe ewe DLFM 106.9 ebusuya mi amede ensamno ba na edi ameje so no eye ayensu ano de hye Apakan GH the Blessed Kiyente we ba yebesi family yede ensamno ede asomo
Apakan GH wode nyansa de wadiawo wo interview wo kasai wa hobrase wo radio mu kire se wo yo pabe ne wo radio mampa enti kadagu
yanka jangumane yanshan samana se emfama de abusia yansha se emfamfi Ghana mrantie si akan ewo amanone na yamfom wonsam antu anim na anwumre dia yansha se emfamfi abrante FN Michael Bedu akache oye former player de ma Elfborg ewo Sweden nansia eno move from Sweden ebe piemu ewo English League 1 ebe bodema Primat Ago na meno kase abrante ndi nani achem ewo kata tima yefem sala eho ena abrante a yefem Michael Bedu edi nani kire na wakobo a season long loan edi amaboboku a yefem salam from English League 1 side yefem Primat Ago yede awonsam edema enti Shannon's former me sir from Sweden Elfborg ebe PMO England League 1 Primat Ago ne Michael Bedu edi nani chiemo ewo kata no wakobo ede ama salam eye 1 season loan eno kwakobo ede ama yade wonsam ede ama Ghanaian players any bad move there asa kokosejini sumina so bo eye Elfborg captain omo boy Europa League ni ade ye hu ni eye na Michael Bedu aba England enye championship League 1 ene kata eno ode ni kire such a fine talent bad move nti hwe baby onenam eno ye Michael Bedu a yede no wonsam ede atu anim enso Ghanaian players move some make it there you people have to be very careful say sika say den odwenwa onti ase Michael Bedu no okwa salam eno okwakoba yede awonsam ede atu anim na Ghanaian attacking midfielder ye fan Kwame Poku bekaya kwasi apia time otonsa ede friend mane bebo Black Stars Kwame Poku na okopiemo ewo England lower tier no no bo Petersburg United meno ka say undisclosed fee ene watuma be piemo ewo Queens Park Rangers ewo ena ne Kwame Poku eba be sina kan ediama na last season no for Bobo friend Petersburg United no Kwame Poku or share 12 goals, 8 assists, into 20 goals involvement in all competition. The mono now throw and a Bobokwa, Yefeno in the Queen's Park Rangers in the championship assigning or Kwakosia Kandi Amawa. Yadi I want some Edmam. Mirror Studio ya na Black Stars of Ghana Ringa. Kamadin Sulemana na Oya Medicas Eri Amabobokwa. Yefeno Atlanta Bergamo. Ewo Italy. Na Atlanta Bergamo. Any Bobokwe Fene Sadamte no ma agree a fee 21.5 million euros and no ma agree. Na Brantia, your friend Kamadin Suleiman and the Medicas no yeno, or Passia, or Bessani 4 years contract with option for 5th year. Ede Amabobokwa, your friend Atlanta and Tiabon Pai, say the Medicas no yeno, obey to me a passe, nani move to Atlanta no, to me ayo official and Abema, yede I want some Eddie Amao. Mohamed Kudus, Esina Kanima West Ham United, in the Ghana ha, organize a tournament, Edema and Kola Nima, and watching soon in the school kway, or Yadoye Edimam. Na Meno Kasoko PM Ingrana, Bobo Kwe and Tottenham Hospitals, Oma show strong interest. Ewa Brantia Yefreno, Kudus Mohamed Mu, say Omunya Nomad in the Baba, now Abesia Kanya Bobo Kwa, Yefren Tottenham Hospitals, Eno and a Western Force, na Tottenham for mobile Munim Dada. Release cross no. 85 million pounds mube tuya no mafano na mo no Tottenham force omo wogidie se omoko na omo ne bobo ko FM Western atwetwe nkoma 85 na beba fam na omatumi asan abrante a ya fano Kudus Mohammed Ednefi Western ya bo san nkoma no edi achero ene last day of June na ene officially Thomas Tepate ne contract no abana wie na Thomas Tepate ene bana wie ya ofi Arsenal ko as a free agent. Yede I want some of them out. Thomas Tepate and a Bobo Kwa, your friend Arsenal, my warrior, and a Abana Ria, Yede I want some. Yede Atwenim. Yem Figana Mlantia Kawamanone, na yam for an inchemo, the senior women's national team, the Black Queens of Ghana, Omakache, na Naochi, Omobo, my last pre-WAFCON friendly game against Yenuanum, Yayanta for Alataya, Nigeria. Na give no query, no. Na Nigeria for na Chigana nani ya kamiensa ama yati mubako na eneno 3-1 ana yedi nkugo wa yede awon sam edema enti after see wini against Benin no ne enum senke yede Nigeria for no be wi na so Nigeria for na twimekwa sra ya wa 3-1 ene eka omodemaya yede awon sam edema so far squad Black Queens ede kwa kopiemo ewo Morocco now from July 5th to July 26 2025 in the WAFCON yede akwakobo no squad and say NTM goalkeepers no Kerry McCarthy, Cynthia Conlan Findip and afi amenyeku omoni goalkeepers no defenders no Ernestina Abambira, Susan Amadua, Josephine Bonso, Nina Noshi, Portia Boache, Louisa Enimwa, Anastasia Achar and a comfort yabo away any defenders no midfielders no Nancy Amwa, Jennifer Kujo, Chantlin Boy Eya Rocker and Afenso Evelyn Bedu and Afenso no Ubenya Grace Asantewa, Jacqueline Owusu and Stella Nyameche forwards or more better Ton Trano Eddie Amayano Ubenya Brant Ababawa Yefen Wasima Eya Mohammed Sherifatu Somaila Doris Buedua Princess Mafo, Alice Kusi, and a Princela Edubia, way and Maba coach Kim Las, Biokegre, Edekwa Kopiemo Morocco, from July 5th, Ecosi 26, 2025, from Washe, say Wafcon or Ghana Monimo, ebe to me, aso any Ayadon some at the Amawa, and ye Asam Ketua, na Matilda Dimedo, and a Ekasa, at the Emma Black Queens for Michirema, or ye media officer, at the Black Queens. Now, according to Matilda Dimedono, or si bibia edit an akwemo ewo Black Queens camp ewom se last pre-WAFCON game Lucy against Nigeria now so enu mu omabem omobota ene se ombeko WAFCON na se no makobo omone ati omanim ati Ghana nim enti sa abota ene de bibia de na akwem afenso no obepie mu camp bibia edit an akwem Matilda Dimedo.
The atmosphere in camp have been generally good. We just wrap up our preparatory matches with a game against Nigeria. Even though we lost in that game, we are still focused on the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is to go to the WAFCON, perform, make ourselves proud, and make Ghana proud as well. And that is what our main focus is. As it stands now, the team is preparing to take off from Ben Slimani to our base in Uja. in a city called Siada. So the team is preparing to take off. Apart from that, we've named our 24 queens who will be representing the nation. Our goalkeeping, our defense, our midfield, and our forwards. For me, I think generally we have an all-round squad. All the ladies are ready, and that they will go to the WAFCON and do well and make themselves proud.
Matilda Dimedo, a media officer at my Black Queens of Ghana, and I went to me attending Ghana still. One football na catch no, young PM our Heart of Folk, omo my team na catch. Ye from Oak Ladies, Nanaochi, Greater Accra Football Association, no, omo ball Greater Accra Champion of Champions, no, na Heart of Folk mano. Eche eye matima ye from Sisimba Ladies apo me kamino omo entmante Integrated Accra Football Association omo Women's Champion of Champions no trophy no akọ ediama Heart of Folk matima ye de won somebody ma na this season Heart of Folk emano under coach Mercy Tegokweku no competition bi o ma participate in no ometumi agi trophy no ene ema league no qualification omo nyaye FA Cup omo winiye league no so omu wini and afa champion of champions no ometuma wini nti mame Mercy Tegokwaku or the House of Folk man team no or the omu bo adwuma bruta enye asam keto akra Gideon Mensah Black Stars of Ghana defender na otwi eno wale ne won kani FN Vicentia na ne yere no ho ofe bruta Gideon Mensah wani nimade na Gideon Mensah say Unity Kappa Ghana ekoboye ewo Enquiries approach mem ewo England no ohwe Enquala na buy no young players no any new players no number bre na money mo wo suru ye pa na mom no abrante ba kwa na ne money mo na wo suru ye no wanwa pa aye kalbi ye nchi ohwe ne first time of Black Stars akaje na mom sana na abrante ne money mo wo suru no na ye no wanwa ye pa no achin so no ebi ti say Christopher Bonsuba Mohamed Gaddafi Fuseni ene afoforo pi omo ye new players omo bae ema Yakobo sa Unity Cup no na omo money mo wo suru pa omo kire say Black Stars no e wo dachi.
I think everyone did, everyone did. I think one that really did well was Caleb. Obviously, like, he was playing like in a position that is not his position. And then it's quite funny because he was my roommate. He never speaks. He never say anything. Been like before he goes for breakfast, lunch, or whatever, he has to wait for me. I was like, I've been there for a while, so I know the rules and everything. So I will not be rushing so much. But then he wants to go, but then he has to wait for me. He never speaks anything. But on the field, he's like a completely different person. He showed. I mean, I think he played against Nigeria the second half. I never saw a player like that playing like his first game in the national team like that. And then you have also Bonsu. I think he had a good tournament also. And then you have Gaddafi. I mean, all the new boys that came in, I think they tried, they did their best. Always like this bad pressure when you have to play your first game against a country like Nigeria. Obviously, it's a friendly game. I remember when I played my first game was against South Africa. It was the World Cup qualifiers. I was stressing in my head, especially the first 10 minutes. But then I think the boys did well where you're playing against Nigeria, who everybody's watching. It's the whole music challenge, food challenge, football. And I think that also helped them. And then against Trinidad, I think the confidence was very high and they did their own thing.
Na Gideon Mensah jina menko World Cup ye betuma qualify the akwana na Gideon Mensah say why not ye betuma qualify question say o hwe yen last game say abona nyama koye edeba ye qualify sinu ye nya very good game yen last two games crowd ye winning na ye say ye ene say ye koye ni mentality e the ball last two games na winning no ensi se yesesa sa mentality no na afenso team no ensi se ye dwiri gu ne yakase ye hyehyɛ no foforo ye ntumi maintain sa team ya wo ni ye yesa o gidi ye se World Cup ne Ghana ye betumi qualify ne yakɔ.
Yeah, I think the last couple games in the World Cup qualifiers has been very good games. Obviously, we won our last two games. And then I always say this, like, everything that you do, I mean, when it comes to football, is like, you always have to motivate you or doesn't have to do anything to you at all. So the best thing we can do is just not change anything. Obviously, if we had stuff that was not going well in those two games, we take it as motivation to change it. If there's stuff that went well for us, we take it as a motivation to also go on and do it. So we don't really have to change a lot. I remember when we went to UK, I mean, the coach kept saying that we had good games in the World Cup qualifiers, so there's not really much things to change in the national team, and which is true because we don't really have to change a lot. I think we just have to not change our mentality towards those games that we played before and just go on and then continue like.
Gideon Mensah, Black Stars of Ghana defender. Now Chia eno ware ne nkoma wedi ene yede won somebody out to win. Thomas Dua, former coach, edema Adwoa Agyei Gold Sporting Club. Na Osiket Okrekubaye Adwoa ba kwa ket Okrekuaye as GFA president afsonani a obona basu pa catch them young referees policy na Kurt Ediabano or Bona Basu Papa. Esan say catch them young referees policy no. Ebeboa Emma Yenya referees at that chain on Babe di Ghana Premier League no. Na Premier League no ejina ne nanso.
Yes, President Koko ba ya wa be ya asomede. Referees now wanted to move free young so. I wanted to and I think say on the back cover ama league na ya come here. But you see means me go more bibia referees no. The bia ya tia semfo for the bia video so ba ya se bi.
Thomas Dia ena watenenka enso so ewo honom. Techi Ahin, aka Tender, General Manager at the Maduana Football Club. Or see baby any Go Stars Airco Africa. Or ne or Musio, Aquasiadu, Edim Commerçants Aquasiadu, Nadam Fupa, Aquasiadu, to players Abeshetimum. Baby a loopholes will be ano, Osisin Tokuano, Senabe Africa no Mukono, Bibiabe Diamam, na GDS Africa no Mkonede, Enyama Befa. Adi amabobo kwa ya friend baby any go stars into already or bomb paya tell me chomonko no monko bomb money no monko bomb money a son fa sono ebeba o my Ghana so
kosi du madam fa it minimum komo lupo na na a very solid team. I wish them well because one of Africa on the flag of Ghana you all need to support them. It's my heart good for them. It's my way so I'm looking I call make impact. Ghana is dealing for the
Techi Ahin, aka Tender, and Watenenka, and so Steven Safo, aka Madini, or a former player at the local Black Stars and a Liberty Professionals, so Wesia Kanyamande or Amanone, Eho, and Odin Queen. Wakasa area for Nations of Sine Black Stars, Central Defender Razak Simpson. Now, according to Steven Safo, aka Madini, no, or see a branch or qualities beer. Obe to me dia one of the best center back ever Ghanaian. No say Abrantia no ocean qualities na owona se otoasu say ya Ghana benya ne so mfa so yepa. Na according to Steven Safwe ke Madini no o see ye ka we nyina no Abrantia ne next move o be make no ebe play a critical role in the future. Se okoti bi na mfa Blasters ne dachi no ebe bibia wo enti ye ka se o quality bi obe to me dia be one of the best center back. Ya want the next move no very critical was Steven and our branch friend Razak Simpson ne carry mo Steven Safon sama or the atujani.
So as he is coming, he has all the qualities as a center back. He has every quality to be the best. But from where he will be going to that nobody knows. And that is where the question is, because if the path, the right path comes and he follows, he can go through the ranks and, he will play like the Blasters for a long time and also, get out there with the name. That is one thing that I think we should allow him to, develop and also come to be a better player.
Steven Safu Madini, Tuanen Samson Adituga, say Hasselfolk one of the biggest club our Ghana ha. Inti enamne santino ese has always biano omo ko for quality players na has ne kotokono omo na omo wo bibia ombetumi e dey push Ghana football e dey akwanenim inti quality players no always be omo na ese omo ko for inti quality players wo Ghana no ese mostly no efi kotoko any has wo ba esa ne se omo en omo wa kade na ombetumi dey peja Ghana football e dey akompempen so ayepe.
Obia is a big club, you get what I mean? The biggest. It's like Real Madrid or Barcelona. All the big players or all the best players have to be there. You get what I mean? Because Has, Kotoko, and few other clubs are those that can reject Ghana football. So if there is any good player that has to come from anywhere, it has to come from this before any other place. That is how football is. If every country that you go, there are some teams that, they stand out. Yeah. Best players have to be there to, the teams out there.
And they Urema Steven Safu, aka Madini, yes, former defender, they were local Black Stars, Black Galaxy, and our body man Liberty, ne uko amanonion sudin in Enquires, and I went to me at Tenkana. Masoud Didi Dramani, a new coach at my heart of folk, and a has a power with technical team on to ma, Yakanwa Sama can catch Masoud Didi Dramani, and our friends Abdullah Ghazali, Najao Isamunina, ne. And has a power montuma na Masoud Dudu Dramani say na wonwa kesi papa say team meet say House of Folk ato nsa ede afrem so meye adwuma emfama na board no any team ni nyina omani suade hunu no ono nso no hwe a kama pa enti na waje atuma ba say oni omo eba be ye adwuma yi
of our dear country Ghana. I'm very honored and delighted to have my first interaction, and I want to say that I'm honored to also serve in the realms of Accra House of Folk. I try to understudy the vision of the board, which is the direction of the club, and trying to institute a clear direction with consistency and sustainability. And we try as much as possible to put in place a more progressive development approach. And so we acknowledge what had been instituted over these years. It is for us to keep the consistency and keep improving structures, more importantly, very comprehensive technical programs that will improve.
Masoud Dudu Dramani no waten kan no to anen samso no era Masoud Dudu Dramani editu dwa echirema o se order has board na sie pa den a omo ma na kwanya ema enkrofo a omo fi se ono Masoud Dudu Dramani ebetumi ni omo ya adwuma no mfa omo bra enti o hwehwe mu na nipo de omo abai die ono agiri se obetumi ni omo abo adwuma e de ama has na has afane ntoma pefra.
To the board, we are very honored. They gave me the opportunity to pick who I really love to work with, and so I bring along people that I believe and trust that we will be able to institute, and that is why I keep using we. I cannot do the work alone. I need people to join the vehicle so that we can move across House of Folk to the next phase of it.
Masoud Dudu Dramani a new coach at my Heart of Folk and a Waten and Cano. Nations FC Akachi no unim se omusio Kwame Twuma sidan kwa Nancy ano resign. Menoka se report eba H1 Nations FC Omo Brands and Communication Manager Kennedy Buachi ansa Omo appointing as new CEO at my Bobo Kwefe Nations FC ya boss ankomono de ache uremu Algeria ya frebo bokobi CS Constantine amete ene so ma boapini Nations FC se Razak Simpson no omunya ombefa na Algeria na omone no akwa kodidwuma na omuso omukito nsam sika $100,000 ene ompeso omde ma Nations FC na Razak Simpson no omaye krado bosumbia ombema $5,000 no waje e de aguni botom na se Razak Simpson beje atum no wako Algeria ano nkono se $100,000 nso Nations beje ano monje no emrene nkrabia na bechire ye befimu ababia no ye de ebeson Swadro All Blacks na nsia no qualified by Ghana Premier League no oma announce se omo head coach ode omo qualify by Prince George Kofi ne contract abana wie when renew into we fitim no akachi konti Prince George Kofi antwa so as a coach amfama bobo ku FM Swadro All Blacks assistant coach Joe Ajman Jr. take over as a caretaker coach. Yade awonsam ede asomo ewo dwumedie nso ewusu ayamfa fierinsi ne yamfa kakrabi entoaso ewo amanone emfamoria yemremo ewo FIFA Club World Cup na se na menoka se ya share round of 16 na se dano memreda ene ya sha se a ya start boy team sine bia start ye dwuma na inde no omo ko manim ne ade sa result dano memreda eto dwa no sei na tie Palmaras etnase echi Botafogo ebo mekaba comment mantinti dano memeda Botafogo edi ntwo Palmaras bo mekaba comment mantinti Palmaras a qualify akwa kopiemo ewo quarter finals of this year's FIFA Club World Cup yede won samade ma na Chelsea for nso the game no ko extra time eba na wi na Chelsea achi Benfica anani o meka polpoli and 9 ema Benfica etumi atimu ba kontime no ka sei bobo kwa ya fa ne Chelsea nso no ene quarter final o ma kwa kopie mu a ya boss ankomo no ede achro na enro akwasiara games a etodwa no Paris Saint-Germain chi Inter Miami enka PSG fo no ekom na Messi tesu say nya bete PSG fo no ebo no mbo na no ohio enro mo chi Inter Miami enna ne o meka 9 omo entumi ante enti Paris Saint-Germain so no quarter final osimwe omatumi aduwa omo kwakobo ena Flamingo kwagigi omanim ena Bayern Munich echechire so omo eka 9 omo timu mienu enti Bayern Munich nso no 4 Flamingo 2 Bayern Munich onso akwakopie mu ewo eye quarter final yede wonsam edema na ene nwumere Inter Milan ene Fluminense ene ebo wan na ebehye nyame ya admo chena ba yede wonsam de bama ahimrachi ebo donkoro 1 am Manchester City ne Ahila ebebo enu ya ahimrachi 1 am donkoro ena sa round of 16 game no ebeba so ena ochira nwumere ebo no nso a Real Madrid ene Juventus ede ebebo ni a yede wonsam ede atu anim enso so wo na uramo ewo boboku a yefra no Arsenal akachia Arsenal for ede omani achiremo ewo Crystal Palace akache na omosi English ringer yefra no eberechi eze omo peno enti Arsenal started didi nkomo a omosi eberechi eze omo pese omo fano enti boy nenso akachira Arsenal say why not Arsenal a big team enti mototo monyama ya mefi Crystal Palace akache na mabebo ede ama Arsenal enti Arsenal epe eberechi eze from Crystal Palace yede wonsam ede ama na otwi Chelsea etumi awie 2 deals edi kanon eye abrante efene Jamie Bino Gaitins from Dortmund Chelsea and Dortmund awie abrante efe Jamie Bino Gaitins evesina kan ede ama Chelsea Samson ena abrante ayefene João Pedro from Brighton and Hove Albion ono so ebebo ede amaboboku a yefene Chelsea 55 million pounds plus 5 million add-ons and Chelsea etia ede ama Brighton and Hove Albion na Brazilian attacker yefene João Pedro no wabebo long term contract and Chelsea for no ede amana yede wonsam ede amount Aston Villa Marcus Rashford English striker from Man U ebebo loan demand almost 40 million pounds by option no omo activity enti Abrantia your friend Marcus Rashford no ordinary came back to Man U na bobo kwa friend Aston Villa and signing no on permanent basis yere I want somebody else Dani Cavaya a Real Madrid for omo defender onya ACL anterior cruciate ligament injury baya bosom nkron atwamu ontumi mbobo Real Madrid na nyame ncha de wa confirm say oye fit enti gamer Real Madrid any Juventus bebo coach Zabi Alonso mana kwenya obetuma bobi ede ama Real Madrid yede won samade ma enti in the Dani Cavaya is back say obabetu Trent Alexander-Arnold de emrene nkrabia ene ebekire na Nico Williams to Barcelona deal no on hold adan Nico Williams agent ekobisa Barcelona for se krachi na mo musika semakwa bibie o na boy mo sign na mbetuma register na ena Barcelona for ne de kokwasa sa de omunsane na momutiwo ena mete sa omuntumi mansa papa bia enti boy ne de bi ometuma sign na registration no ena akoya asema no ena ama Nico Williams entourage no omutiwo aye omubibia wasa omutimu ntram se boy wanhwa Barcelona sign na no mentuma register no enti deal no me no ka say eye on hold ni amete ene se Bayern for ni so awuram se Barcelona ntumi sign ne dia ombefa no na waba be sia kan dia ma na emomo no Barcelona say Nico for no omanye omadwene na Nico ambadia ombeko for Luis Diaz from Liverpool na wabebo Eddie ama Barcelona ebusia yam fancy na me chairman Zigibi emra emfa woso no emmeto aso emfam na nse ase wayesuru minim sa anoma no otu a emfa oseden o na nse wayesuru ama mem sa anoma no jama otu a sheda mfa ntina wayesuru saro na opeso be yi no ano wo de men kan kasa bo anhye ne nsem mame mani yi na no Zigi na tsayin
Apakan GH